my right, it's my room. Why can't I lock the door?
Teenagers and young adults, they're so different from how when we were young. Or are they? The only consistent in life is change. And boy, is there change in a way the Gen Y and Gen Z think compared to kids generations ago. I'm Xandria Ooi and welcome to a brand new episode of You Don't Say. This is where kids tell us what they say behind closed doors. Now here with us, we have Nicola. She's 19 years old. We have Sean, who's 15. And of course, a returning young man here, Elias, who's 15 years old. Now, elections are just around the corner and the whole country is talking about their rights. Now here we want to find out from these fine young folks what they feel about their rights in the community. Now let's begin with social media. Okay, it's very interesting because a lot of people now feel they have a right to voice what they feel and what they say on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. What do you guys think? Do you have a right to say what you feel on social media, Sean?
Well, I think that everyone has the right to say what they feel on Facebook. Like, if you're having a good day, you say, hey, I'm having a good day. Or if you're pissed off with someone, of course you can also post that.
Wait. So if you're pissed off with someone, do you say it or do you not say it?
Well, I think we'll post something about that matter, but not mention who. To keep it discreet.
So you don't have friends who actually pinpoint stuff and put names in?
We do. We even have friends that I have friends that tag the person in and it makes it a really big problem, and then, it comes to school and then school gives you trouble as well.
Arguments,
and then you see other friends seeing it and then they come in as well, and this becomes a really big fight.
And this is because you feel like you have a right to say these things, or you feel like you just want to express and then you regret after that?
I think at the point you don't have anyone to talk to, so you just want to type it out.
What do you mean? You don't have anybody to talk to?
Parents.
No, but you see, you don't tell your parents everything. You can't
Exactly.
Yeah, there's just a need to tell someone, and you don't.
And
know
you feel
who
like
to
Facebook
tell,
is
so you tell
the right
Facebook.
place. Yeah.
Okay, so when you say you can't tell your parents, or these are things you don't talk to your parents about, what are these things that we're talking about? For example, Nicola?
Well, usually when I scroll down on my newsfeed, I see things like, how could you have been so bad to me today? Or why did you do that to me? And you think, what are you talking about?
Or boyfriend problems, or girlfriend problems, or relationship problems. You can't talk to your parents about that.
Yeah.
Wow, but don't you think
so
that
shy.
you feel like it's your right to say all these things because, it's a platform for you to voice your opinion, so you're free to say what you feel.
But if you know you're gonna hurt someone, then why say it?
Yeah.
Saying if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
See, that's the thing, right? But most of the time when you go to the Facebook
Yeah.
feed, it's a lot of not nice things. And not nice things. Do you feel like it's your right to also talk about things you're not happy about on the road, say drivers or bad service?
Yes.
So you will
You want
say...
people to know, if it's a bad restaurant and you have bad service, you want people to know, your friends not to go there.
What about the repercussions of that on the restaurant? What if the business goes down because, you feel like you want to say what you think of the restaurant? Do you feel bad, or do you feel that, no, it's okay, it's my right to say it anyway?
Maybe it's not a bad thing if we point out something to them. Maybe it's like a pointer so that they can improve on their service or everything.
Okay. I want to ask you, very curious, Nicola, do you think that these days when you write stuff, do you think twice before you write it?
Yes,
or
of
do you
course.
write first, then you're delete?
Yeah, I tend to write a lot of stuff and then decide not to post it because I feel like if I post it, I'll be depressing other people.
Yeah.
So I tend to just post happy stuff, but that's not the same for the entire population of teenagers today. So.
Right. Okay. So we've established that you feel that it is your right to express freely on social media what you feel.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, when we come back, we also want to know whether it is their right to have an allowance, to have money, especially because they still live with their parents. And what about their rights to education? Do they get to choose what they want to study? All this on You Don't Say when we return.
I am easy for everyone. I'm a D3200. I am a Nikon.
Welcome back to You Don't Say, and here is what teenagers and young adults and kids tell us what they say behind closed doors. And today, it is all about their rights in their own community. Now, on the YNN Facebook page, I have a few comments here. Isabel Yong, Roxanne Lau, and Cassandra Wong, and all three of them talk about the right of education, equal opportunity and all that. Now, a lot of you will be going to pursue tertiary education, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you feel that you have a right to decide on what you want to study as opposed to what your parents want you to study?
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually depends on the families, I guess. Because yes, obviously we have the right to like choose, but whether your parents already do it or not.
Because I have friends who have families full of engineers or doctors, and they say, "Oh, I have to be a doctor too because my parents want me to be a doctor." But really, their interest lies in like physics or art, and I feel like they really should be able to. I was lucky enough to have parents. Well, I am lucky enough to have parents who let me do what I want to do, so I can study what I want to study. But a lot of people don't have that.
But at the end of the day, do you think that it is your right to choose what you want to study because it is your life?
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
I
it's like
believe.
something like basic human rights where you get to choose what you want and you don't have to follow everything your parents tells you to. If this is what you want, and just go after it.
Even if they're paying for it,
Yes, even if they're paying for it.
right? So you will fight for what you want because you believe, even as a child-to-parent relationship, you
Yes.
still have a right.
Definitely.
What about money? Do you feel that you have a right to have an allowance, to have money to spend when you go out as a kid?
Well, yeah, you have rights to money, but how much your parents want to give you, that's their choice. Of course you have rights to money because you need money to do almost everything.
Yeah.
Now,
Do you feel that it is your right to ask for money because they are supposed to take care of you?
Well, if you're 19 and you're driving to school, then you probably need money to pay for gas and
Yeah.
all sorts of things. But if you're going to school and if you're 15 and you're being driven to school and all you need to buy is nasi lemak from the canteen, then
Lunch
probably
and-
you only need like 10 ringgit or 20 ringgit.
So what I'm hearing is you have a right to ask for money for not just what you need but what you want, but you won't
Yes.
get upset if they don't give you what you want. So will you be upset?
No.
Sure not.
really. Of
No.
Oh,
course.
look at these people.
You might be sakit hati a bit lah, but
you be sad, but you won't like.
So you won't meracho, you won't show black face, you
We
won't
won't
slam
commit suicide.
you won't slam the door
No,
oh
closed.
man, I couldn't get that iPhone.
You
Dang
sure
it,
you won't go
I
on
wanna-
Facebook and they say my parents don't give me my right to
Oh,
have
yeah, well,
new
a
Nike
lot of friends
shoes?
do that. A lot of our friends do that.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
they're like, my parents suck, and then when the parents give them something, they're like, my parents are wrong,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's not really very moral, ethical
We
to
find it
say
very-
such things about your parents
yeah.
when they don't give you something you want.
Okay, well, which brings us to the right for space, because you're talking again about social media and expressing yourselves, right? And on the YNN Facebook page, there's a lot of talk about the right to getting respect as well. So when we come back, that's what we'll be talking about right here on You Don't Say with Elias, Nicola, and Sean.
Scars from off my back. I don't need them anymore. You can throw them out. Keep them in your mason jars. I've come
I am easy for everyone. I'm a D3200. I am a Nikon.
All right, welcome back to You Don't Say. Things are getting a bit heated here as we talk about social media. Okay, it's all about whether youngsters today have their right to voice and express what they feel. What is your right in your own communities today? And it is about social media because that's where you communicate the most, isn't it, these
Yes.
days?
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about people bashing on Facebook, have you participated in such a thing?
Yes, I have.
What happened? Come, Sean, let's hear the story.
Okay, it's kind of complicated. Okay, there was this boy. He was going out with this girl, but in the end, this girl turned him down. So the boy was really angry, and he started bashing the girl on Facebook. So the girl, like all her girlfriends, came in and defended her.
Oh.
And of course, I was on the boy's side.
So you defended on the boys' page.
I maybe helped him bash her a bit.
What
A
did
bit,
you
A
say?
bit. You say something like, you shouldn't have turned him down. If you want, you should have told him earlier.
Interesting, because you're talking about somebody else's relationship.
Yeah.
So even then, you feel that it is your right to voice your opinion, however logically, because you have an opinion.
If you think you're right, you can say it. If you think someone else is wrong as well, of course you have the right.
Okay, but what about if, let's say, what you say impacts the relationship, and then because of what you've said, they either break up or get back together? Will you feel a certain responsibility then?
Well, not really, because what you say shouldn't really. They can take it into consideration, but it's not gonna change.
It's not supposed
how
to
they
like
feel
affect
about
how.
each other.
But how do you know what you say is not affecting other people?
It's not supposed to.
Oh,
We're just voicing our opinions.
You know,
really?
it's just saying.
So what you feel really is that when you put comments or write on Facebook, it's not supposed to impact other people because it's your space.
Yes.
Okay, so they shouldn't take it so like personally. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Well, depends as well. You know, if you're saying directly to someone, and then if it's something bad, then yes, you can't really say that's your space.
You can't
know.
say, "Oh,
you can't,
you're-"
this is my space. You're not supposed to take it. You know, you're saying, you know, you're
not
an
an
idiot. You know, you're
excuse.
doing this and this and this. So
Okay, I want your opinions on this, right? Like a lot of people say, oh, because you have a Facebook page and people can put comments on it, then you should expect comments. If you don't want comments, then take off your Facebook page. Do you agree or not agree?
I disagree. I think it's okay to say what you need to say or feel like you have to say to someone on Facebook, but if you're gonna say something that's, like Ilya said, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it, because it's just like talking.
yeah, it's gonna create trouble. You know, if it's important and it's something like personal, say it to their face. You don't
Yeah.
really want
But
to say
I'm
that.
confused because here on one hand you're saying that it's your space, you feel that you have a right to comment if it's a rational thought, right, about
Yes.
certain things, and it may not be so pleasant. And then on the other hand, you're saying that, oh, if there's nothing nice to say, don't say anything. So what are you writing about, really?
Well, if it's directly like a person and it has something to do with them and it's more personal, right, with that person, and you know, and he knows or she knows that they've done something wrong, and you're saying you're telling the whole world about what they did, and you're, you know,
Slander.
slandering, yeah. So
Yes.
obviously you don't want to do that. You know, it's gonna create lots of trouble. And, you know, people are gonna come in and making more. You know,
Okay, as you feel that you have a right to your own space, whether it's social media, whether it's at home or whatever, then you also have a responsibility to what you say, the consequences that come after that.
Of course,
Yes, consequences will come.
it's your responsibility. It's still a responsibility. Once you know sign up for Facebook, it's obviously a responsibility. You know what you say on Facebook, because it's public. It's still a public forum. You know.
All right, now before we close, right, I have to ask you this question because election is just around the corner. I'm just really curious to find out, what do you guys feel is your right as a citizen of Malaysia? Ilyas?
I think as a citizen, we should have the choice to choose between whether we want to go or not for NS, for national service.
So you don't want to be like drafted and then you're forced to go. So you
Yeah.
want to say, I can choose to
Yeah.
go or not to go. You feel that it's your right as a
Yeah.
citizen. Okay, what about you, Nicola?
I feel like we need the freedom to do what we want to do,
What do you
and
mean?
that only comes with safety, because it's not a very safe world, and especially as women, it's hard to, like, if you want to go to an open mic, or because my mother, she is worried about how I am. I mean, how I'll be if I go out at night, and so that kind of curbs my freedom. And it's not any fault of my mom's, but it's just that it's not safe. to
As a
go out.
nation, like, you know, feel that here in the country it's not safe enough.
Yeah.
So things that you can normally do, like supermarket, go watch a movie, go open mic performances, you feel that you just can't do them. So
Yeah.
you feel that it curbs your freedom. So you want that back. Okay.
Safety.
What about you?
Okay, as you all know, PMI is going to be abolished, and 5 years of studying is going to be squeezed into one exam, SPM. And I think maybe the government, we should have a more organized education system, and not like change the system every 2 years or whatsoever.
So you feel that it's your right, you know, as a citizen of Malaysia, especially when you're going to school and all that,
Yes.
to have have your education system or syllabus change here and
Yes,
there,
every-
everywhere. Okay.
Okay,
So do you think that you'll achieve all you want?
hopefully.
so.
Wow, so optimistic. All right, that's all the time we have for You Don't Say. Catch us again on another episode of You Don't Say, where we have young adults, kids, and teenagers tell us what they say behind closed doors. Bye.